Hi everyone, my name is Anita Pires and I'm a fourth year nursing student. Today I will be doing my PEP, which is a podcast that will address the challenges that Indigenous people face regarding their access to education. And I also have my good friend here with me today.
Hi, how you guys doing? My name's James.
Alrighty, and we're going to bring up some of the topics that I originally had during my teaching in regards to Indigenous children's access to education. And this topic is super important to me because I'm very passionate about working with kids, and it truly pains me to hear the challenges that these young children have to face rather than just simply enjoying their childhood. So to start off, James, I want to ask, did you have any knowledge or what is your previous knowledge about Indigenous education?
Previous knowledge, I would say very little, other than the aspects where I learned in school, such as like the residential schools, as well as the I can't remember when we had to wear the orange shirts, like Every Child Matters. But that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge.
That's for sure. I feel like that's the main criteria that you kind of hear when you think about Indigenous education. A lot of it is unfortunately negative, and even during my 10-minute teaching, when I prompted my classmates to ask, a lot of the major one was lack of resources and residential schools, along with like land-based, stolen, taken away, generational trauma. It's pretty continuous, and it's the same themes throughout. Is just seeing that lack of care, I would say, from the government to truly provide a quality of education. James, I also want to ask, if you had to guess, what percentage of Canadians aged 25 to 34 generally do you think have a higher level of education? This is all Canadians.
If I had to guess, I'm gonna go on a limb and say about 34%.
So it's actually 63.
Wow.
34 is quite high. But with it's 63 for young Canadians have attained a college or university education. So in terms of higher education, it was actually post-secondary. I should have clarified that, so my bad.
It's all good.
Compared to the national or the international 45. Now, what percentage of First Nations youth do you believe have completed high school? So the post-secondary was 63%.
Okay.
If you had to take a guess.
63%, so I'm assuming it's going to be lower than 34. I'm going to say about 22.7.
You think 22.7% of Indigenous youth have completed high school?
I'm just guessing extreme. I don't believe it's that, but I'm seeing where it
Honestly,
goes.
you should not be laughing at this, but it's actually 63% as well. So the same percentage of Indigenous youth have completed high school compared to young Canadians completing post-secondary education.
Wow.
This is meant to be a very not simple, but like a universal claim.
I thought high school was supposed to be everyone had to complete high school, but I guess.
I believe ideally it is, but the reality is like with distance and family. We also watched. I had showed James a video about the First Nations and children in Thunder Bay who have to move away from their family, and he was. Do you have any remarks about it? Any feelings?
Remarks about feeling. It's incredibly sad just to understand that just to have a basic level of education, not even university education, just to get past high school, you have to travel, essentially live abroad because you're moving different location, back and forth, and you have to stay there for X amount of time. I don't know how they do it. They're better than me. I really don't know. I just admire them, the strength and just the willingness to do that, because it strains on you.
Yeah, I think people also don't recognize that these children are 14 years old. Like, they haven't even hit puberty, some of them, and they're already forced to leave their house just to try to get some sort of further education. I'm not even going to say higher education because it's not a university, it's not a college, it's not some sort of... It's just a simple high school diploma. And did you know what the likelihood of Indigenous youth actually obtaining their high school diploma actually is? If you had to take a guess.
Take a gander, take a guess. I would say about...
There's actually a difference with Indigenous youth that live on reserve versus off reserve. So, for example, in the Thunder Bay, it'd be the children that remain in their hometown versus the children that actually move to Thunder Bay. So what would you take a guess would be the percentage of obtaining their diploma for either one?
Okay, I'm going to guess for the ones that stay, say about 74%.
That stay on reserve?
That stay, okay, on
Or
reserve.
on-
Stay at in Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
So
about
off
70,
reserve, yeah.
Off reserve, sorry. And it says 74%.
Mhm.
And then for the ones that leave the reserve, I'm going to say 55%.
You're actually pretty close. So for those that travel off of reserve, it's 73% compared to on reserve is 46%.
Wow.
So you definitely see that distinction between the two, which is absolutely unfortunate and should not be happening with everything that Canada says and supposedly advocates for.
Mm-hmm.
So just horrible seeing it.
It's eye-opening. I don't know how they do it. Wow.
Yeah. To be quite frank, I'm not sure either. I just try to think about stepping into their shoes with already seeing all of the stereotypes and the stigma revolving their culture. They're truly strong. I don't know how they're courageous, just amazing. I truly hope that with time, the government and other support systems are able to kind of empower them and create better resources just for them to continue to foster like their life how they should and how they want, you know? Did you have any other thoughts in regards to it?
Thoughts in regards to... I think the biggest thing for me is just to learn so much, because the last time I've actually looked at residential school or any type of Indigenous material was probably, I don't know, 7 years back when I was actually in school. And just reflecting on the video, just remembering how my life is in comparison to those that had to live said life differently. Like going to Thunder Bay, it's such an eye-opening experience because it teaches me that everyone has different walks of life and their own struggles that they have to live through, learn from, and then seeing how I can potentially help them and garner any help or just move education-wise. It's important to me.
I definitely think that continuous learning and education beyond just our regular schooling is super important to kind of maintain the knowledge that's required to be more of an ally rather than just a bystander. But that is something that we have to learn and educate ourselves on. I believe that is all. I'm going to upload the video of the Thunder Bay, Indigenous children traveling to Thunder Bay, just because I do believe that it was a very powerful video. But other than that, I do hope that you learned a little bit more about Indigenous children's access to to education. And James, did you have anything else you'd like to add? Did you learn anything new?
Well, yeah, I can say I learned a lot of things new because I didn't recover this copy since 7 years back. So I learned a lot of things. I just hope that you guys hopefully can make a change in the world, because it seems like you guys care about this topic, and I'm glad that you guys are still talking about it.
Alrighty. Thank you, James, for coming, and thank you guys for listening. And I hope you enjoy your holidays.
Ciao.